Did you ever just have one of those days? Well, I'm having one. It started out this morning when the lawnmower of all things needed a jump start. Who has to jump start lawnmowers? Apparently, I do. And it's been one thing after another, and it has been a nightmare getting this YouTube live up and running. The camera would not rotate. Don't ask me why, and then all of a sudden it just would. So, ye and ha. And I know it's Saturday, and I normally don't do these on Saturday, but I had a couple of minutes, and I thought, why not? Everything else has been kind of a technological disaster today. Let's just go ahead and see how we can make YouTube a technological nightmare as well. So, we're here. Hope you're having a good weekend, and I think I'm about to make it just a little bit better for you. I warned you about 3 weeks ago that the mandates were coming back, that TSA and some other government agencies were already gearing up. And I said, middle of September, TSA is going to be masked up at the airports. And by the end of September, they're going to try to roll it back out that at the airport, you got to be masked to get on a plane. And, we're going to have all those little, stormtroopers who are pretending to be flight attendants, being rude and crude and get that mask up. And I told you it was all coming back. And then people were saying, no, you conspiracy guys, it's not coming back. And then little at a time, we're starting to see it. In Maryland, there is a school that's making all the elementary students re-mask for the next 2 weeks. And if you're in third grade or above, you got to be in an N95 mask. And the president said that he's remasking in the White House because Dr. Jill has it. But yet, he never seems to remember to put the dumb thing on. You've got Anthony Fauci out there saying that, I think it's about time that we went ahead and brought this back if that's what the CDC recommends. And CNN, in a random act of journalism, said, time out. We've got all kinds of reports, and the New York Times is reporting on that the mask, the hat, whatever it is you want to call it, didn't work on any level. It didn't stop any transmission. And Fauci actually had to admit, well, we know it didn't work on the mass population level, but it works on an individual level. That even the CNN host went, wait, what? Yeah, because that's exactly what I did. Okay, so the mask works if I'm alone. But if there's more than one person with me, that makes us a mass, and then the mass doesn't work. Does that make any sense? And like I said last week, this is like, okay, the justification for the people who wear the mask in the car. Well, I wouldn't want to get COVID to myself. So, they're trying to bring this insanity back. And President Trump in South Dakota, absolutely right. It's the newest variant. It's Electricron. And we know why they're rolling this back out, or they're attempting to. Biden's going to have a problem with that on a couple of fronts. One, because he promised that he was the president that was going to beat it. He was going to beat it. And, he had the magic elixir that once you take it would stop it and you won't get it. And then it turns out it didn't stop it and you still got it, but you just won't die. And now even that's having to be re-examined. All that to the side. This is the good news I want to give you. It's a Saturday, and this is just going to be quick. Huntington, California. Huntington, California, or I should say Huntington Beach, California, has said no new mandates. See, they managed to flip the city council conservative in the last election there. 4 conservatives got picked up, and the mayor pro temp, Gracie, I forget her last name, and no matter what Governor Gavin Newsom decides to do to California to bring back the mandates, if that's what the big guy in the White House needs to strike up fear so they can, pull some more shenanigans at election time, that Newsom's all in, and he rather enjoyed turning his entire state into one mass slave camp. Huntington Beach has said no. We won't do it. There'll be no masking. There'll be no vax requirements. And we're not locking anything down, shutting anything down, or telling people they can't go to the beach. Bump, ba-dum, bump. The San Francisco Chronicle is reporting on this. Media outlets kind of hit on it a little bit, but don't want to get into it because that's a crack in the armor. California, cities in California. I know for a fact that Fresno, California is one of the last, what we would call conservative strongholds in the state. They have a Republican mayor, a Republican city council, and the area is fairly conservative when it comes to the politics. I can promise you, if Huntington Beach is enacting this, Fresno will do it, and that will give some, if you will, cojones to some of the moderately Democrat communities in the state of California that they're Democrat because the Democrats have a supermajority in the state, but they're not necessarily all in woke crazy either. And they don't like the idea of constantly having their freedoms and rights restricted and taken away. So we can only hope that what Huntington Beach is doing is a signal to the rest of California cities. You don't have to take this. Now, we already know what San Francisco is going to do, and Los Angeles and Hollywood. We know what they're going to do. But it would be great if places like Oakland, Santa Barbara, Santa Monica, Sacramento said, no, we're not gearing up for this again. We're not doing this to our citizens. We're not participating in this again. So kudos to Huntington Beach. All right, that's the good news I've got for you today. You have yourself a great rest of the day and a fantastic weekend.